Welcome back, everyone. I don't know about you, but I'm still hungover from DerbyCon. This is Breaking Down Security. I'm Brian Brake, and with me, as always, is Mr. Betcher and Miss Berlin.
Hello.
Hi.
Miss Berlin, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
We use the proper pronouns here.
Yes, just so everybody knows.
We're not all a podcast of dudes. So just letting people know.
I'm not a dude.
You're not
just
a dude.
Putting that out there.
Right.
I know my voice isn't super high, especially right now being kind of sick, but...
Do you have conflu?
I do.
How did you get conflu?
I think it's probably from licking all the elevator buttons, but I'm not sure.
Oh, God. No, you know what? I was touching the elevator buttons with my elbow by the end of that thing. I was like, I
usually do it with like my knuckle.
Right.
On my finger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't put your knuckle in your mouth.
I just chew on my knuckle afterwards.
I had a backpack with 3 laptops in it, so it was kind of bulging, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going down the elevator, and I accidentally bumped into the secondary buttons because I just didn't realize they were there. You know, there's 2 sets of buttons in the elevators.
Right.
So I pushed like 6 or 7 floors.
Whoops.
Got it.
My bad.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oops.
So I think DerbyCon 8 was excellent. Welcome, by the way, if you have never listened to the show and you've listened to us because you discovered us after DerbyCon. Appreciate that. This is actually... last week, we did the audio from DerbyCon with, his name was Thomas. Oh, crap.
Good job. Look at the preparedness.
No, wait. I got it. Thomas Tutzel. Tuzel. I want to say that's right. I apologize, Thomas, if it's wrong. And Cheryl Biswas. We did some audio with her last week and him last week. So when you're listening to this, and I'm actually on vacation, so the miracle of production.
And automation.
Yeah, I should be in Serbia or Montenegro. I think we're doing the Danube River cruise in Europe. So, welcome if you are listening. So
stuck in cold Ohio.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's terrible here.
Vacations. So, Mr. Betcher, you drove up from DerbyCon. Your table was very busy.
Yeah, we had great reception there. So it was awesome.
A lot of sales leads, I'd imagine.
I don't know. We were there to promote LogMD, obviously.
Right. And
so we did get a ton of free downloads.
Right.
So that's good. So our goal was to get the word out.
Right.
This is getting bigger. It's getting better all the time. So yeah, we had great visits, lots of visits.
Yep.
We promoted the fact that we're going to implement a static analysis tool.
Oh, very nice.
Putting it in auto runs first. So I'm trying to get us to be the premier auto run tool for Windows. So we're putting a static analysis tool right there in auto runs for you.
Very cool.
So,
and you couldn't have asked for a better spot.
No, I don't think you could have.
Spot.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't where you guys were near the Rose Room. If you'd been over by the registration table, there was a lot of choke points, and I think that probably would have hurt your demos and stuff, because there were 4, 5, 6 people at one time. I remember standing in front of your table just getting demos. So that was awesome. Mr. Betcher, I ask you a question. Remember Sunday? You and I were leaving the Hilton. We were walking over to the conference, and what did I tell you? I said, I bet this, and I predicted something, and you were like, "Oh yeah, how do you think that?" And I said, "Oh, I just have a feeling." I don't
remember that conversation.
I said this.
Sorry.
I think I said, I bet Miss Berlin gets a black badge this year.
What?
Yes,
you did not.
Yes.
I did.
I can confirm that. Yeah, you did.
I was walking over and I was like, man, I bet Miss Berlin gets a black badge this year.
Really?
And you said, yep. I called that. I called it. And I was at the airport and I see this on Twitter that, Miss Berlin gets a black badge from DerbyCon. I was like, oh, yeah. And yeah, people in the airport didn't like that when I yelled.
I thought I was done crying for the weekend. by the way.
Man,
and then they made me get up on stage. Like, Dave texted me and said, like, are you going to be at opening? I'm like, well, why? And he's like, well, I want you to come up on stage. I'm like, okay. Because I just wanted to know, because, like, my knee was killing me,
right?
Honestly, by the end of like 4 or 5 days that I was there. So I was like pulling it down so it wasn't on my leg anymore. So I knew if I had to like get up and walk up there, I wanted it actually on my leg.
Right.
And I just figured I was going to go up there and talk about the new village. But like, holy crap. I was not expecting that.
Oh, I knew it. I had no doubt. You and Ms. Bat both. I had no doubt. I had no doubt who the black badges were going to be given to. So, yes, well deserved, Ms. Berlin. Well deserved.
Thanks.
You're still going to help us try to get tickets for next year, aren't you? I mean, you can't just rest on your...
I don't know. I might not be as worried about it.
Obviously. I know 2 black badge holders now, at least. Joe Gray for the CTF from last year, and then Ms. Berlin. So
yeah, and I mean, the talk went over really, really well as well. And
nice.
Yeah,
it was the only talk I actually saw. The only track talk I did see. Your hugs and drugs.
It's the only talk that I went to.
Right. Well, you count all the talks in the mental health village, of course.
Yeah, and I was in that room 98% of my time.
Yep.
So.
Yep. That was awesome.
But it went so well that now I am creating a nonprofit.
Yep.
To do it at more conferences, because at DerbyCon I had at least 5 or 6 people say, "Hey, could you come do this at our conference?"
Yep.
And I had 3 vendors come up and ask, like, "Are you ready to take funds yet?"
Wow.
No, I'm not at all.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you don't want to write off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got to do something because my, with the podcast here and with things that I've got going on up here in Seattle and CSEC East and whatever, it's hard to get sponsors without being a 501c3. Yeah, and so I'm going to have to work on that for
so I've talked to a handful of people about how to do that and different ways to go about it, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around, because I've never done anything like that before. I've never really considered myself like an entrepreneur or anything, so I didn't think I'd ever have to worry about it.
Money complicates things. You can't just be a jackass with a microphone anymore.
It does, right. I thought I could get away with that the rest of my life, not having.
Nope. Once you get popular enough, everybody wants a little slice of your time. So
yeah. So,
but of course, we do this to ourselves. I mean, you wanted to do the mental health village was a work of love and a passion project of yours. And, I've got something up here that I'm working on and that's going to be happening hopefully in September of next year. And the podcast has got enough money where it's like, I got to figure out what I'm going to do and not have to, end up in, federal prison or whatever. So yeah, it's a weird thing.
Let me go back to Amanda. When did this all start? Did it start with your talk last year?
The idea for the village, or like?
Well, the whole mental health thing in general.
It started in, let's see here. This is 2017 B-Sides Nashville. Lauren contacted me. And that's in April. She contacted me in like August or something, 2016. It's like, hey, do you want to come be our keynote? And then I just started freaking out because at that point I had never given a keynote before and had absolutely no idea what to talk about or what to do. So I kind of wanted it to be my first like big idea, like TED Talk-ish type thing.
Right.
And it just like came about that I'm like, I've struggled with this, and I've talked to a couple people online that have struggled with it. And then you see all like everybody, like not everybody, a lot of people just like struggling or committing suicide or whatever in our industry. So I'm like, that would probably be a good topic to talk about.
Yep.
And it was really, the first time I gave it, it was really rough because my teenager was in the audience, and Like he came up to me afterwards and he's like, "Wow, Mom, that was kind of a downer."
Did he know about any of the stuff? I mean, obviously some of it. But
we talk about it at home because they know like what to do, like if I'm having an anxiety attack or something.
Right.
And then I'm fine. Like if I'm just sitting in the middle of the floor crying for a half an hour, like I'm going to be fine. Just don't worry.
Yeah. Get Mommy a big, glass of wine and,
yes, just sit with me and
sit Mommy and give me a good glass of wine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just kept on giving that talk because normally I retire them, but I just kept on having people come up to me and say, if it weren't for this talk, I wouldn't have gone to therapy, or if it weren't for this talk, I would have killed myself or whatever. So I just kept on getting good feedback. Figured I'll just keep giving it until people say no.
It's one of those. It's not. A lot of the talks are timely. Not timeless. This is something that's going to affect people for long term. So
yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah. And the village came about as an idea because conferences have always affected me. Like I'm always super positive and I love it when I'm there. And but going from not seeing any people to being surrounded by like all these people that I love and then going back to nothing, like it just kills me. And having a space to kind of like chill out during and not be so like inundated with people and noises and everything. I'm like, that sounds kind of like a good idea.
Yep.
So
yeah, it was definitely good. I actually hung out between there and the IMF security or the LogMD table there quite a bit. It was a good venue. It was a good location for it too. Yeah, I think that was awesome. So, so congratulations, of course, on your black badge. It was well deserved, and Ms. Bat got hers because of all the badges and stuff that she's doing and conferences stuff. I would have loved to have gotten a Ms. Bat badge,
and for the resume workshop too that she does with Leslie.
Oh, right, Ms. Hacks. Yes. I didn't even get to go to that, but I heard it went really well too. Dave went in there for a little while, so
yep,
awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So yeah, there was, of course, there was a little con drama, but that's okay. We fixed that. We're not talking about that on the show. If you want to find it on Twitter, you can, but please don't feed the troll.
Are you talking about me or the other person?
The other person.
Okay.
Yeah, that really hurt, man. I mean, I was on my way to bed about midnight.
Yeah.
You were stressing out, dude.
I was on my third glass of wine, and all of a sudden I see this on Twitter, and I'm like, oh my hell. So I had to go find Dave, and Dave was, of course, standing outside with his white derby on outside of Vanilla Ice, and I was like, hey, dude, what's up? What do we need to do? And he was like, I'll take care of it. And I was like, okay, I appreciate that. And I just thought the best way to do it would be to not feed that. And so there were people who were coming to our defense, and I appreciate them and I love them, including one gentleman I've already apologized to for being a little brusque. I told him to just leave it alone. And he was like, yeah, but they're doing stuff. And I was like, yeah, no, just let it go, dog. Just let it go. Yeah.
Con drama always, and Twitter drama, it always disappears.
Yeah, I know. But, the sooner people stop feeding it, the quicker it goes away, I think. So, that was for about 18 hours there. I was kind of a hot mess. So, but I got better. I figure if that's the worst thing that happens to us in 5 years of podcasting so far, I think we're doing okay. So,
and you had the room to come and chill out.
Exactly. It was very nice. Yeah. So, we actually do have some topics this week we're going to talk about.
Related.
All health and tech related, which is cool.
Yeah.
So I actually saw this one. Ms. Berlin, why don't you explain the Alexa stuff?
Oh, yeah. So there was an article that says that Amazon patents Alexa tech to tell if you're sick, depressed, and then sell you meds.
Well, it's a one-stop shop, I guess.
So if I imagine people that already are worried about this kind of stuff don't have Alexa.
Right. I don't have one.
Yeah, I do.
I don't have any of that stuff. No Alexa, no Google Assistant, none of that junk. So
yeah,
I'm sure Mr.
So did Alexa tell you that you had con flu and that you needed to
No,
You don't take anything
I
for
don't
that?
think I have the right technology yet.
You need an update, huh?
I do.
I heard you cough, Amanda. Would you like to buy some Quaaludes? Oh wait. That's not right.
Just
Misdiagnosis.
automatically puts NyQuil into my cart.
Buying you 5 gallons of NyQuil.
We see you're not sleeping right.
Oh, great. Yeah, I mean, what do they expect? They're patenting it, so it's not in Alexa technology yet. It's
Right.
voice-based determination of physical and emotional characteristics of users. So they're analyzing voice patterns. So I would assume that when you're setting up Alexa, it's going to take a baseline, like, please try to be
But
calm.
what if you're like really sad when you're setting it up?
Right. Alexa, set yourself up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
You're fighting with your spouse, and then it sends you a like a self-divorce help book or something.
So it's interesting how they're using the Alexa to determine maybe stress or emotional state.
Yeah.
Because your voice is going to change when you're nervous, when you're uptight or something. It might raise a little bit. It might get a little faster. That's kind of an interesting way, because when you're talking on the phone, you can tell if somebody's stressed out or whatever. So apparently the AI has gotten good enough where they can make those determinations.
It is the best AI I've used.
Yeah, it
Like-
is.
Yeah, like I can't use Siri. Like it just messes up every time.
I don't use Siri either. So yeah,
I left it on for maybe a week,
Yeah.
and I just hate it. So I do use Alexa a lot.
I tried using the Google Assistant over at a friend's house, but it was like I'd ask questions in how I would Google something. It's like somebody was asking, what's the capital of Vermont or whatever, and I'd be like, "Hey Google, capital Vermont state," and they're like, "I don't understand," and I'm like, "Jeez, just kill me." I was like, "Look, I'll just type it on my phone." Okay, it's Montpelier. I was like, I can't.
I can
use that
see
stuff.
this technology being advertised to, say, hiring managers who can look up a potential hire, and you could probably find out, oh, Bob has had 7 emotional abnormalities this month.
Right.
We see him as high risk or whatever. Right.
hope they wouldn't sell that
getting
data,
into your
though, right?
personal life like that can be sold to whoever's willing to,
Do you think they sell the metadata and stuff that they collect now?
I would imagine. I mean, if there's a buck in it, if they can legally do that, probably.
That's
Right.
how Jeff Bezos has all that money.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, insurance companies would pay money for that stuff. I mean, think about getting your DNA tested. Oh, genetically, you're at high risk for cancer or whatever it is.
right.
Then that would be very useful information for insurance companies.
Right.
They would, your rates would go up, or they wouldn't even consider you for being high risk due to your DNA.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm sure there's money in it.
in the voice analysis, it says they're able to detect happiness, joy, anger, sorrow, sadness, fear, disgust, boredom, stress, and or other emotional states. It would make these
Meaning
determinations.
that they listen to you all the time.
Well,
right?
yeah.
Which they're not supposed to.
Maybe this one does, and I don't know.
Yeah. It says.
I mean, I know it listens all the time, but it's only listening for that Alexa part. But this, I would assume it would be just listening all the time, right? To get all of those baselines and
Yep.
and it's
Yeah, you wouldn't be saying,
gotta be
Alexa,
recording it, right?
right?
Do you think it's actually recording and the data's going somewhere, or is the recording and all the AI happening on the device? Because that doesn't seem likely.
security people probably need to do a assessment or a presentation on that, because it has to be listening at some point to hear you say Alexa. So I mean there's some form of it listening for a kickoff word. So there may be one subsystem that doesn't connect to anything else, just listening for the event to happen. And then once Alexa is started, another subsystem starts up, which is going to take your request. It could be like that. But so they're gonna determine the emotional states based on pitch, pulse, voicing, jittering, and or harmonicity of a user's voice as determined from processing of the voice data. So they're already working on this because they wouldn't have a patent otherwise. So this is definitely available. How much ever, whatever gadget or whatever, what do they call those things? Not gadgets, but they're abilities, whatever abilities it has. Skills. That's it. So, I mean, it depends on what they're, taking. I mean, if it overhears a phone call with you, having a breakup or something, is it going to keep track of that and go, she just broke up with her boyfriend or, her significant other, she may be sad. Let's buy her some wine or him some, wine or, whatever. I drink wine too. So.
Speaking of, if I keep on getting like, hooray, you're single, like buy these singles boxes ads on Facebook, I'm going to flip out.
What are singles boxes?
It's like celebrating that you're single, and it sends you like, how you can get like subscription boxes for a bunch of stuff like razors and for your dogs and all this kind of stuff. They have one specifically. I don't know if I don't think it's for single men too. I think it's just for single women. And I keep getting the ads, and it's really, really annoying.
What are in them? Like,
I don't know. I don't want to Google it because then I'll just get more ads.
Well, I can't do it because my wife would,
Hold on. I took a picture of it. You can talk about something else. I'll find it.
All right.
So it says that they'll target ads to you, like for cold and sniffing. But I think that ads are just the tip of the iceberg here. Like I said, they'll sell that stuff saying, oh, well, he gets sick 4 times a year or something's not right. This dude never gets sick. He's and
here we go. It says, when you're the love of your own damn life, it gives it's called This Is Why You're Single.
This is why you're single?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a book. It gives you some socks and body butter and soap and what looks like some maybe chocolate, nail wraps, all things that I wouldn't use.
Oh, right. Okay. I found another one called singleshwag.com.
Yes.
That's a little weird.
Right?
Yeah. It's really weird.
Obnoxious is what it is.
Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, that's odd. Anyway, so
sorry.
No, that's okay. So, with the next article, Apple Watch saved a man's life, supposedly.
Yeah. And I've talked to a couple people about this because I have a friend that has heart issues.
Yeah.
And wears Apple Watch religiously.
Okay.
For that reason.
So yeah.
So how exactly did it save someone's life?
This guy is named Scott Killian. He got an alert on his Apple Watch saying that his heart rate was elevated. His resting heart rate was elevated while he was sleeping. So Apple introduced a built-in feature that can do this with the Series 1 watch or later. And he had mild indigestion, which can often be a sign of a heart attack, but he didn't generally feel sick. So,
it's crazy accurate. It says in the article that he was hooked up to the EKG at the hospital when he was having heart issues with the watch on, and it was spot on.
Yeah, that's. I know that I use a Fitbit myself, but I have noticed that on the older versions of the Fitbit, that it was off by about 5 to 10 beats per minute, whereas the new Ionic is quite a bit more accurate in that respect. So the good thing is he got to the ER, so that was cool.
Right. And
he says his wife thought that they were wasting time, and then they connected him to the EKG. So they had the elevated enzymes, so he was having signs of a heart attack, but he had 4 blocked arteries, had 4 stents. That's cool.
And it woke him up in the middle of the night, like that alarm did.
Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hey, you should probably do something about your elevated heart rate when you're sleeping.
Yep. If I had kept sleeping, I probably wouldn't have woken up. I would have died in my sleep. Wow. Okay. That's pretty good. So he said he bought it for productivity, not for health and fitness tracking. Obviously this article is brought to you by the Apple Watch. Point. So yeah. If there should be easy ways of managing your own health, and it seems like Apple Watch is in this case is a good way of doing it. I wonder. Go ahead.
I'd say it's probably one of the better wearables for health related things, I'd imagine.
How much do these things cost? Because
it also lists there's a band, a specific band that you can buy for the watch that's FDA approved EKG reader.
That's pretty cool.
Damn. Yeah.
A live cores cardia band.
Yeah.
Oh, it's $199 and requires a $99 a year subscription for the medical service. $99 a year?
But if you're not super healthy and you have to worry about it all the time, maybe it's worth it.
Well,
imagine.
Maybe you tie your app.
You're just rich.
Yeah. Maybe you tie Apple Watch to your Alexa, and Alexa tells you to get your ass to a gym. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
if you can, Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I worry about the health information that's being passed around by this thing. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, if it could do other things like, check your blood sugar level with your sweat or something like that, that might also be helpful if you're, diabetic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's this Adhere Tech you've got on here, Ms. Berlin? Adhere Tech. Oh, no, it's the smart wireless pill bottles.
Yeah, I was just looking for other IoT stuff that had to do with health, because going back to the other article, we didn't cover this one yet. It's called Minder. It's on Hackaday. And it was an open source smartwatch built for anxiety and anxiety and panic disorder.
Really?
So that got me thinking, I bet you there's a bunch of health related IoT stuff out there.
Yeah. Yep.
So Hackaday alone has over 7, if you just search for health, there's over 700 health related Hackadays listed.
We
don't have to talk about the other link I have in there.
I clicked on it. I'm going to go back to the Minder
You're welcome.
one. No, I'm not welcome.
Going back to I'm the only girl on the podcast.
I'm going to go back to the Minder link.
So is this a pill that you swallow and then it...
No, it's a smart pill bottle.
Oh,
that reminds you to take your pills and does refills and stuff, I think.
Oh, well, that's not bad. I mean, some people may forget that they, especially if they're on medication that requires them to take it regularly and in a specific, schedule, that would be helpful. Yep. Or, if the people who are maybe elderly and, sometimes forget to take their pills, that would be helpful too.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So a smart pill bottle. Okay.
You should get one, and then, you could definitely do a presentation on it or something. What kind of data it sends out, the integrations that are available.
Yeah, I'd thought about it.
That's definitely something you could do. I mean, problem is I would hate to actually, poke under the surface of this and find out that they don't really have any security. Because there's a lot of...
Probably has that microchip from China too.
Right. All of this is made in China, of course. So now everybody's got your health information in the over. Oh my God. Yes. I've got stories that I got to tell, but I can't tell them on the podcast. I'll tell you all about it after the show's over. Jesus. Yeah. So the privacy implications of all this medical stuff. I mean, it's great. I mean, there's hospitals now with web portals where you don't even log in anymore to get your, you don't have to worry about getting a copy of your medical record. You just log into a website, which I'm sure Miss Berlin can tell us how all secure that is. Oh,
super.
That's a sarcasm. I get that. But the problem is it's like they want it to be. There's a lot of need to be convenient because we don't have to go through rigmarole getting our medical records, but in doing so, they're sacrificing security and privacy in many cases.
And like it's a meaningful use requirement to have like portals for customers now.
Yep.
So like hospitals and doctors' offices are just shoving that out there just to have it.
Right.
So they don't get charged a bunch of money.
Checks a box. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, not only that, it's you have
Or
to
they don't miss out on money, I guess.
Yep. You have to provide copies of the records. You also have to do proper auditing for who's accessing the records. So if I go, well, I want to know who all's touched my records, they have to supply that. That's one of the requirements.
I've always seen that be really super accurate.
Well, yeah, because
the access control stuff.
Yeah. But, it's the, you still see stories every once in a while like, oh, this nurse was let go or this medical person was let go because they were pulling up records of like their relatives or,
or like exes or
right.
somebody they don't like or somebody
right.
they're trying to get more info on.
Yep. Or, they're getting money because somebody's, blackmailing them or they found out it's worth money to post those online. So, there's a lot of great ideas out there. It's just, I hope that they're, thinking about security when they're doing it. A lot of this stuff is open source and, suffers from all those things we were talking about a couple of weeks ago with software bloat and vulnerabilities that, can't easily be fixed, So, I don't have anything else. I mean, we got to the bottom. I'm not going to look at that link again. I can't. I'm going to put it in the show notes. Beware, folks.
There's a note in front of it.
I'm sorry. I didn't read that before I clicked on it. I thought it was the Minder stuff because you said the Hackaday. I didn't realize there were two links. So,
yep.
Great. Okay. Well, that was something I didn't need to know about. Anyway, it's weird.
I'm going to test that one out too.
Yeah, there's stories all over where employees of hospitals and things get fired for slaying people's medical records.
Yep.
Yeah.
They still cost a lot of money, and they're until all the records in the U.S. are leaked health wise, then we're still going to have data leaks because somebody's medical records haven't been leaked yet. So it's just a matter of time. So. All right. Well, I'm sitting here at home packing, even though when you guys listen to this, I am going to be on vacation. But Ms. Berlin and Mr. Betcher will be available online and on our Slack channel, which is just beating the band down here. We've got almost 1,600 listener accounts and 500 active people. It's very active with regards to a sim club, book club. We have a CTF club, which is going on as well. And if you want to join that, you can either send us a DM on Twitter at Brakesec, which, by the way, if you ever try to put the birthday in, kind of all cutesy and everything, like the day the podcast started, which was January 10th, 2014.
Don't do that.
I did that. So for about 3 hours, Brakesec Twitter account was gone. And I was like a freaking idiot. So, and of course I did.
Glad you got it back.
Oh my God. So Twitter support.
Another 12 years before you're allowed to do that.
Before I'm legit, yeah. You have to be at least 13 to have a Twitter account. So thankfully Twitter support listened to me and they're like, oh yeah, all we need is your driver's license. And I was like, all right, fine. I was,
So when our podcast is 13 years old, then you can change it.
Right. So in 2020, 2023? No, 20. I don't math good.
When did we start this thing?
2014. So 13 years or 2027. If we're still here in 2027, then we'll be 13 years old. But thankfully they were able to turn that around for me fairly quickly enough. I'm hoping it's because they're listeners, but So at Twitter support, thank you very much. Appreciate that. So, Ms. Berlin, if people wanted to discuss with you the mental health village, which I understand you're going to be doing in Germany, and possibly elsewhere in places in the U.S. next year.
Right. Yeah. So I'll be doing it at Dash Fest, which is like a Google developer conference in Munich.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
I'll be doing a very small version of it. It's at HackerCon/SecureWV.
Okay.
Which is Bill Gardner's.
Right.
The one that he's involved with.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so you can find me on Twitter at InfoSystir, INFOSYSTIR. And then I'll also be at Three Rivers Information Security Symposium on Friday the 19th, which is in Pittsburgh.
Very nice. Okay. I don't see DOS. I see DOS Fest, and that's in Germany, but
DACH,
it's
DACH.
Oh, DACH. Okay. DOS Fest is a musical festival in Germany.
It is.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yep.
Makes way more sense.
Yep.
Dah. There it is. No. Okay, I don't have a link to it, apparently.
I'll get it in there.
There it is. Found it. Okay, anyway.
All right.
Dachshund Derby was also like the first thing that came up for Doc Fest. So
I think that sounds fun, too.
Dachshund Derby, right?
A Dachshund Derby?
Right.
Heck yeah.
Okay, there you go. Papercall.io.
I'm going to go there instead of Derby next year.
Yeah, very nice. So, Mr. Betcher, if people wanted to discuss LogMD or, find out about the fantastic Breaking Down Incident Response podcast, how would they go about doing so?
All that info is on log-md.com.
Cool. All right. So I'm in Montenegro and Serbia and Romania and Austria this week. If you find me or see me, I'll be wearing a Brakesec t-shirt. So, just let me know. We got rid of all the t-shirts.
I'm glad you guys got one. You got one too, Brian, right?
I did. I'm sorry.
Okay, good.
You didn't get one?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I took one before I left my house.
Oh, good. Okay. I have one 3X shirt left that I've got to mail to somebody who's on our Slack who said, "Hey, do you have any shirts left?" I'm like, yes. What size? And he's like, well, I need a shirt that's, that size. I was like, oh, okay. It's in the neighborhood. So I'm going to ship it to him after it's been laundered. But we got rid of a couple of hundred shirts. Those will probably never print again.
They're so expensive.
They were a little on the expensive side. We do have some shirts and some other designs on our TPub website, which you'll find in the show notes as well. I think it's bds.podcast.com/store, and you can go and check that out. So,
I mean, if we ever do decide to get sponsors eventually, then we can reprint t-shirts.
Right. Which may happen, but it won't probably be with that company. Anyway, I think TPub will also do printing of t-shirts for us too. So you can get stickers, you can get coffee mugs, you can get Miss Berlin's face on a shirt.
Did you see my face on the shirt at Derby?
I did not see that picture. I saw the awesome photos of you in a unicorn outfit dancing on stage with the DJ. That was phenomenal, by the way.
Yep.
Some stuff.
It was pretty fun.
Stuff of
and
legend.
really, really warm.
Really warm?
Oh man, it's like wearing a sauna.
Oh.
Did the little visor fog up?
No, but it doesn't really fit where my head is because I'm 5'3".
Right.
And you could probably fit a 7-foot person in this unicorn. It's that tall.
Okay.
So there were these little straps attached to the unicorn's thighs.
Oh.
And I threaded it through my belt loops and tied it. So the face mask thing was above my head most of the time.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Check that out online. Miss Berlin's got pictures of that.
There's gifts been made.
Yes. You're viral meme now. So that's awesome. I
was talking about Lauren Littleloss that does B-Sides Nashville.
Yep.
And she said that her grandpa always said, you have too much money if you're spending it on hookers and blow or something. I don't know. But the present day is know that you probably have too much if you turn on Amazon one-click ordering.
Right. Right.
And end up with a unicorn costume.
Unicorns and Tyrannosaurus costumes. Yeah. So that's all that you miss that kind of stuff if you don't come to DerbyCon. Next year, DerbyCon 9 is going to be awesome. It's probably going to be I think there were rumors that it's not going to get any bigger because, they don't want it to become the next DerbyCon, DEF CON or whatever. So if it gets any bigger, it'll only be, slightly bigger, but it's still a really great time. 99.9% of the people there were awesome. And, that one person, whatever. Yeah. So,
well, I'm still listening to the talks that I missed. And of course I missed all of them, but online. So really good talks.
I've got to use YouTube download because I've got about a 15-hour flight that happened last week. I've got to watch some stuff. So I'm going to definitely pull some stuff down tomorrow.
You have to pay for that?
No, it's free. Yeah.
YouTube download.
YouTube-DL. It's a command line YouTube video downloader, amongst other things. It'll do YouTube. It'll also do other sites as well.
Cool.
Anyway, so Brakesec is listener supported. We have a Patreon if you want to, help out with the cost of hosting the show or paying for the Zoom, helping us pay for the Zoom. Are
we paying Brian back for buying all the t-shirts?
Nah, that's fine. That's operating costs. Somebody said you should have been charging for the t-shirts, and I'm like, that's a good idea. And then we had like 2 shirts left, and I was like, damn.
Right.
So we gave away those shirts. So I hope nobody threw them away. So, anyway, so yeah, they're definitely, listener supported. So, $1, a month or whatever is very helpful in, keeping the show going. I mean, we'd pay out of our pockets, but it's great that people want to help out. So, you can hit us up over on our Patreon, which is, on the show notes. So, you can follow me on Twitter, Brian Brake, BryanBrake. The aforementioned podcast official is at Brakesec, Brakesec. We're on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, which I can use in my Tesla 3 that the listeners did not pay for, by the way. But that came out of my own pocket. But they don't have XM in the Teslas, so you have to stream music either through like your phone or like TuneIn Radio or whatever. So the first thing I did was I pulled up the podcast and was seeing if it was possible. So it is. Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Google Play Store, iHeartRadio, Spotify. I mean, there's no place you can't find us. So if you are enjoying this, please tell your friends. And we have 248 episodes to listen to. So we're nearing that big 250. So definitely check it out if you haven't yet. So I'm going to go, and we'll be back in a week or two. Probably won't be back next week because we don't have anything in the hopper for that. We didn't do our podcast with podcasters this year at DerbyCon, which is kind of sad, but maybe that's just something that's, we'll try better doing next year. So maybe we'll have some podcasters come on the show, and that we'll do it that way. It'll be a little more.
We're all pretty busy.
We were very busy. Everybody was, even Jerry and Andy. So, So, all right. Well, that was it this week for Breaking Down Security. Be nice to one another. Take care of yourself because you're the only you have. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.